Alright, so my dough has been sitting for a couple of hours and it's obviously risen quite a bit. You can see some of the small bubbles in there from it, proving correctly. And now is where I need to make decisions, which is not a big deal because I have a plan. But what you're going to do is clean off your counter, make sure it's really clean. I honestly just wiped it down with water, so it's actually just slightly damp. Doesn't really matter, but if you can, it sticks to the counter if it's not a little bit wet, which is kind of fine because we want it to stick a little bit, but we also want to be able to move it around. And at this point, I'm just kind of waiting for it to fall, which may take a second. I didn't force it, it pulled itself out. And at this stage of the game, it is now a lighter, fluffier dough than it has been the entire time. So I'm going to get my hands wet again. And I'm going to stretch this into sort of a rectangle. Anytime it sticks to the counter, I'm just kind of pulling it up. My hands are a little bit wet, so it's not sticking too bad, but it's a light, fluffy dough. Okay, trying to make approximately a rectangle, which I don't know how well you can see this. And then what I want to do is fold it. It's called a letter fold. You fold it about a third of the way down, and then you fold this on top of it. Okay. Then I'm going to basically do a letter fold the other direction, like that. So now I've got kind of a ball. Flip it over. Get my hands wet again. So I did the letter fold. Now what I want to do is what I've seen called the candy cane fold or the hook fold, where basically you push it forward and then pull it towards you. Push it forward, pull it towards you, but it kind of curls as it does it, so it makes like almost a candy, your hand's almost making like a candy cane motion. And you do this a few times, and doing this will pull on the skin. If you were making a focaccia, which is not what I'm doing, I would have stopped at the letter fold. I would have actually just spread it out into a rectangle in a pan with lots of olive oil on it, and then covered it up and let it proof again for half an hour, and then I would have put olive oil on top and pushed holes in it. That's not what I'm doing here. I may, next time I make a focaccia bread, make a video about that part. This is just a standard, other than my seasoning, this is a standard sourdough bread. So I'm hoping to get a nice skin on the outside, but you can see there's lots of little bubbles in there. That means the yeast has been very active. It's got a good tension to it. It's holding together. And then literally what I'm going to do is just leave it on the counter, let it sit like this for 30 minutes with a wet towel still on top. If I was going to cook this today, which I'm not, I'm actually going to put it in the fridge overnight, I actually would have at this point picked it up and put it onto parchment paper with a little bit of flour on the bottom, put it on there and let it sit for about half an hour without the cover on top. And then I would do the scoring. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this for half an hour. Then we're going to basically roll it one more time, and I'm going to put it into a container to put it overnight in the fridge. And I'm actually going to cook it tomorrow. There's options along the way. Typically I cook it the same day, but I don't need it today. I'm going to make it tomorrow. All right, thanks.